Hello to everybody out there. And here we are once again talking to some incredible facilitators that we have joining us for this year's Future of Strengths Forum. This is a virtual forum that is global over 3 days, October 2nd to October 4th. We're going to be learning all kinds of fabulous things. We have 18 different facilitators, 5 panels, and 5 incredible speakers, all talking around the big bucket topics of community, well-being, and education. So if you're looking at how strengths can be applied in a potentially unorthodox way or a new way, or just somewhere that's outside the corporate setting, this is a really great opportunity for you to learn from others in your community and what they are doing. And so without further ado, I want to welcome Jensen and Rebecca. And I know I've said the first names, but I am going to let each of you please introduce yourselves to our audience and just a little bit about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing in the world.
Wonderful. Thanks, Joe. First, thank you for having me present on the national and international audience. I'm really thrilled to be here with my colleague, Rebecca. I'm based here in Washington, D.C., originally from the great state of Ohio, but I'm based here in Washington, D.C. So I'm an operations executive at the American Diabetes Association, bringing about 2 decades of experience, really orchestrating large-scale teams to meet many national healthcare needs. And in the position here, we help making sure people with diabetes get the care they need, and all sorts of different programs. The division I'm working on is 38 people in division. It's a pretty large team. And why this topic, I would say, is for me, it's we've all heard this statistic: 70% of variance of employee engagement starts with a manager. So I wanted to do something about it, and that's what our topic's going to be quite a bit about in terms of talent management. And to be a strong manager, you need to be a great coach. And so I'm really excited to be here. And Rebecca, I'll let her present as well. I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Rebecca Nessen. I work alongside Jensen at the American Diabetes Association as a managing director. We do a lot of traditional project management work in a very non-traditional, nonprofit public health sector. That is where I've spent my career, and what I love and what I'm driven by is the mission of the ADA. To improve the lives of those living with diabetes. I am located outside of Atlanta in a suburb called Peachtree City, and very excited to be a part of the forum and to be supporting my manager, Jensen, as we talk about how do we incorporate strengths within our division, all about talent management and retention rates, and how do we utilize that to support our team and to do the best work that we can that affects the mission of the ADA.
Right. Excellent. Well, thank you guys very much. And when we talk about the fact that at this forum, we really look at sort of outside the organizational space. Obviously, both of you work for a rather large organization, but you are in the nonprofit space, right? And so looking at retention through the nonprofit lens, I think has a slightly different arc than looking at it through a traditional lens where there might be higher salaries and higher benefits and other ways to potentially retain people. So tell us a little bit about what we can actually expect from your session and how you guys look at retention through this, through this lens from the nonprofit view.
Rebecca, you want to start, then I'll jump in.
Absolutely. So we're going to provide strategies, tools. We want to build, and we are within our division, we're building and retaining top talent. So we want to provide some of those real world examples of how the strengths have been utilized within our division, as well as the importance of utilizing succession development and some of these other leadership development opportunities, using strengths as a foundational language of that, and how we do that within our division, within what we can control. So not waiting till we're at the executive level, and how that benefits our team and ultimately retains that talent, which, as you pointed out, is there's a clear business case in the nonprofit world for that talent retention. For so many reasons, because we're lean and we need to be lean in order to conserve and utilize our resources as best we can. So there's also in there, I think, is a great case for how to maximize the investment that some organizations or others have already taken in strengths? How do you help someone maximize that investment as well?
Right. Fantastic. Yeah, Jensen.
And I would add, so my three takeaways are, one, this audience is very savvy. I certainly know they're very, very savvy. Everybody, they know the theory of the strengths. We really want to apply, and we're going to show areas we're going to be able, you guys can definitely apply this in the setting, right? So I don't think this is a sit and listen and you take a lot of notes. There's going to be some actionable tools all of you will have. Number two, as my colleague Rebecca said, how do you get the investment from your executives and managers, and maybe there's some extra money by the end of the year, and what are some of the things you can actively do? So that's number two, I would say, that comes up a lot. Number three is really the pitfalls to avoid when thinking of talent management. So there's pitfalls that we'll go through a little bit in the interview process when people are hired, and how the strengths should be used and maybe shouldn't be used as well.
Right.
And so that's an element I love discussing, as my colleagues and folks know. So really excited, a lot of other takeaways, but those are the key three things I would say. We're going to pack full a lot of tools. And so Joe will have to cut us off because we're going to have a lot to cover. So we really want to empower all of you here. We're really excited about this, Joe.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to have you because, obviously Practical Strengths being a mission-based organization, right? We're building our own nonprofit at the moment, but we're getting all of our structure in place so that we can do it the right way. So I actually tried to avoid the nonprofit route because I know it's really challenging and there's a lot of things you have to do. And I am not that person, but fortunately I have some great people around me who are helping me build that. And we've just discovered that really when you're this mission-based, there's almost no way not to go into that nonprofit world. So we're just exploring our structures right now. But I love this because, for us, it's really about accessibility too. And you talk about running a lean machine because you've got to be really careful where your investments go. And so being able to have you on board and let people understand that you can still make the right investments, that strength is still a worthy investment to make, even when you're running such a lean structure, I think is a really important message for people to take away, because that's what our goal is not to come out and make a ton of money and then leave you hanging. Our goal when we help, an organization or a school run a roadmap, our goal is to leave you well trained so that you can keep it going in a sustainable and affordable fashion, right? So I love that you guys are going to be bringing this lens in. The final question I have for both of you is around the future of strengths as a concept, not the forum itself, because I love to bring foresight into what I'm doing. And this is really about how we apply. So I love that you talked about application, Jensen. I have 5 questions. And so I'm going to ask each of you, and Rebecca, I'm just going to start with you, just because you're at the top of my screen, so don't feel picked on. Number 1 through 5, and then I will give you a question.
Number 2.
If you could leave just one ripple of impact behind you through your work with strengths, what would that be and why does it matter?
Oh, I love this question. I think giving people a language or an opportunity to feel known and seen is just really, really invaluable. And I think that is what I love, is the opportunity to connect. I'm certainly a relator, so you can see that within me, but the opportunity to connect and support someone. I'm also a developer, so that's the other piece. You can hear it in my answer, but
right.
To me, the strengths gives that opportunity to relate to one another, to connect to one another, to be vulnerable with one another in a way. We all have our blind spots. So that ripple of just one-on-one connection, I think is what makes the big difference in this world. So
I love it. See, I keep hearing these keywords, language that we share and connections and community anytime I'm asking these. So I really appreciate that. Jensen, do you want to pick another number or do you want to answer the same one?
I'll answer the same one. And that's a great question. I would say what I hope to achieve is really building other leaders. I think one of the number one, goals of leaders should be not all about their own accomplishments, but what have we done with the next generation and other generations as well. And talent and the strengths is one tool we use to accomplish that. It's not the only tool, certainly, but I like to think we all as leaders should be kind of graded on, are we creating a ripple effect of others? And the why, I think, is as simple as this, is you look at LinkedIn or any of the different things, Forbes and things, half the country doesn't like their manager or doesn't like their employer. So we got to do something about that. And that's something I hope to be part of the solve. I know it's a tricky one, but I do think the strengths and the work, Joe, you're doing and this conference is going to really help drive things forward, if you will. I know people say it's a challenge, but I like to run to challenges. So that's why I'm really excited about really this summit thing, but broader than this too, how we can apply this stuff to get the next generation of talent where I think where we hopefully needs to be.
Excellent. I'm so excited for you too. And I mean, you guys out there, this is just one of 18 sessions we have that I think everything is going to give you something applicable. This isn't just a sit and learn. This is really a participate, a conversation that is had between people. And our goal is really to help you connect with other people who have similar viewpoints to you, to help those tribes be built. This isn't about just building the practical strengths community. This is about building your community with people who are doing meaningful work that aligns with what you want to do in the world. And so if you find your tribe through this conference, then my pebble has been thrown, my ripple has started, and I'm very excited about that. So I do hope you will join us for the sessions. And for our speakers, I think there's just a lot to be gleaned from the 3 days that we'll be together, and hope to see you all there. Thank you both very much for your time today.
Certainly. Really excited, guys. We're looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you.